You want to know how to take your images, art assets, and decals and easily apply them to a Blender model with opacity, wear and tear, and much more? Well, then you're in the right place. Let's jump straight into it. Before I get started, I'd like to state that this is a guide for the add-on Quick Decal. There will be a link in the description. This add-on is not free. It costs $20 for your own license. As you will see in the video, this add-on allows you to quickly add decals to any model within Blender. With that out of the way, let's jump into the installation. So after you've purchased the add-on on the Blender market, you'll want to go to your account in the top right corner and then click Orders. Find your order that has the Quick Decal add-on inside of it. Click Go to Downloads, and you will be directed to your order page. Find the Quick Decal add-on within your order, and under Downloads, go to the latest version. That will be the highest integer, and click the Quick Decal v latest version.zip file to download it. Once you've downloaded the zip file, go to Blender, go up to the top left corner, hit Edit, go to Preferences, go to the Add-ons tab, hit the drop-down in the top right corner, hit Install from Disk, and find where you've located your add-on. Once you found the add-on, click on it and then hit Install from Disk. I'm not going to do that because I already have it installed. To make sure you have it installed, search in your add-ons, the name, Quick Decal, and see if Quick Decal shows up on the list. Make sure the checkbox is active. There's an extra step we also have to do here. Hit the drop-down on the add-on, scroll down, and where it says Custom Library, we need to set a path. You can leave this blank, but I highly recommend setting a path so you can easily organize and sort out your decals and take full advantage of this add-on's features. For this, I recommend you make a custom folder for all your decals. I named mine Custom Decals, and within it, I have the decals I want to use. You can incorporate subfolders, which I do recommend if you have a decal with multiple layers, because this decal system actually allows you to use other layers such as alphas, roughness maps, normals, and much more. To set the path, hit the folder icon and find your path, and once you've found it, click on it and hit Accept. Now that your path is set, we can get started. I quickly threw together a worn down street sign model for us to use as an example to put our decals on. This model has 3 different materials that are under the principal BSDF shader. To navigate to the add-on, hit N on your keyboard or the arrow in the top right corner to open up the N panel. You will then find a tab that says Q Decal for Quick Decal. Let's begin decaling our object. The path that I set with the add-ons drop-down earlier has numerous image files and folders with other images within them. All those images show up on the custom tab right here, where if you click, you can see all your image files ready to be used. Now, I want to note that naming schemes matter. Do not use repetitive names or names of other textures you might have within your project. They will overlap and get confused, such as this one. I have this for an example, number 1. I have multiple textures within my Blender project that is named number 1. So when I go to add this decal, it is not working properly. The decal cannot be seen. Sometimes you see a totally different image than the one you're intending. Now that that's out of the way, let's add a decal with a specified name. Here I have the Blender logo. I want the logo to show up on my sign. I have 3 different materials. So once I selected the sign, I can switch between which material I want this decal projection to take place on. I'm going to choose the Grunge Metal 003 because that is what the sign is primarily made out of. Once I hit Add Decal, I will get a projection box that I can put anywhere onto my model. And as easy as that, I have a decal that I can rotate and adjust just like a normal object. The projection is sensitive though, so it matters where this box takes place. You might have a leak of your image onto the other side. This is an easy fix. Just make sure your projection does not go all the way through. You might now see that all the settings have disappeared within the Quick Decal tool. Don't panic. Just click your object again and you're ready to continue. We can now adjust more settings to refine how our decal looks on our object. Right here is the opacity slider. This makes your object more transparent, which I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to leave it at 63. It allows a little more see-through, so it looks just that much more blend in with my sign, more like paint. Additionally, we have the wear option. You don't have to use it, but if you want it, just hit the box and check it off. Once you checked it, you can see that our image now has some significant wear. You can hit the drop down and there's numerous settings on how to adjust this wear effect, such as amount, which as you can see here is pretty self-explanatory. It changes the amount of wear that takes place. Scale, which is basically the tiling. The scale is the tile effect. Detail, which is more like a sharpness. Contrast, which is also similar to a sharpness. 2 different types of sharpening. And then we have offsets, which is help you move around your tile sheet. And you know what? After seeing this, I think I actually want to make it just a little more transparent. I'm happy with that. If you want to change more about your wear effects that aren't here, well, you're in luck. You can access the node groups. Just click this node image right here, straight across to the right from the wear. Once you click that, you'll be presented with a new window, what makes up this wear effect. And you can adjust it to your liking. Each one is individually affected by the decal, so you can change these without affecting all your other decals at the same time. One of many reasons you might want to change these is to change the wear pattern that shows up, such as maybe scratches or even floral design patterns you could have in your wear patterns instead of the default chipping. Continuing down the maps, you can see all the maps that go into this singular decal. For the base color, which is our diffuse map, is the image texture. If our image texture had any other maps, such as normals, alphas, displacement, they would also be added in when you add in the decal. You can also add them in manually. Now, to show you an example of how that would work automatically, you would want to put them into their own folder, and you'd want to have a naming scheme on this image at the end that indicates where it should go, such as doing underscore normal for a normal map. Since I'm only doing a diffuse, I do not have to use a naming scheme because I'm only using one map and it recognizes that. A nice extra feature in here is a color change for a hue shift. So if you want to change the hue of the image that you have, you can quickly just drag and then mix the factor to hue it over. You could go 100% or just mix it slightly. And again, just like the wear, you have access to these node groups. I would definitely recommend taking a peek around the node group for the map because you can definitely refine easily and quickly your decal, such as specular. I think I want my image to have a little bit less IOR level. Makes it look a little more refined. I'm gonna take away the mix factor now. And I think actually I want this to be some glowing paint, and I want to add an emission. Now our decal has less IOR level and a strength 3 orange emission, which is not presented on the maps list. So to easily get there, just click the node image across from maps on the right side. Lastly, for our decal, we have mapping. Mapping is very similar to changing around the actual projection box. It allows you to change the size, location, and rotation of your decal. So just messing around a little bit, some rotation, location, scale, and you're good to go. An extra thing to note, here you can see I use a different material on the sign to create this black line. Since I made this texture on the grunge metal 3, which I use the burnish metal here to create this, you will see if I move this across it, it doesn't project onto the black line, which can be used to your advantage. Now, if this is something you wanted to avoid, you could bake your entire texture first before adding your decal, or you could go over and when you go to add your decal, you could hit shift and click. Now that I hit shift when adding this decal, it was told to ignore the individual materials, and as you can see, it projects over everything. This is an easy way to get a full projection over objects that might have numerous materials without having to bake it. Now that I have two decals sitting on top of one another, this is a perfect opportunity to show you how layering works. It's very straightforward and easy. Now that I have two Blender logos here, I can select one, and on the right-hand side, I have two arrows going up and down, and this is how I move my layers between each other. So selecting the top layer, if I just move it downwards, it now goes back and becomes the bottom layer. And you can now see that our original decal is showing on top of our newer decal. Just as easy as that. If you want to hide your decals, you can just hit the eye icon. As you can see, when I hide the newer Blender icon that goes across all materials, it doesn't fully disappear for some reason. This is because, again, it is projecting on all materials, and each material has their own layer list, so we can individually hide these layers. If you want to remove a decal, you can click on your desired material that you want to remove the decal from, click on the layer, and then hit the minus button, which will remove that layer. Now, this Blender icon will no longer project onto this material. I do not recommend deleting the projection box. The projection box is only there to move the texture. It is not actually associated with the decal. If you delete the projection box, You just have no control over where your projection is, and it is now permanently stuck here until you remove the layer. If you want the projection box out of your way, I just recommend you hide it under the quick decal collection and clicking the eye icon. And once you want it back, just click the eye icon again, or clicking the box and hitting H and Alt H to unhide. Now to take a further dive into maps, you can see I have an ivy ball here. This looks like a strange image, but in my custom decals folder, I have a folder called Ivy, and it has all the image files for this ivy. You can see, as I mentioned earlier, I follow naming schemes such as underscore normal, underscore displacement, underscore albedo for diffuse, and so on. This image is the underscore preview. This never gets applied to your decal, but it's there for you to have an easier viewing experience within the add-on. Once I have it selected, I can add my decal, just like every other decal, and there it is. I'm adding ivy with numerous maps to make it look more detailed than ever. Looking back on my object, going down the maps, you can see now all my image textures have been added to further amplify the decal. And you now have a slider for the normal strength because I have a normal map applied. Now, let's just make this look a little better. And just like that, we've improved our sign tenfold with just a few decals, super easily. And now you're ready to add decals to any object. But our object is not game ready or ready to be exported into other programs. For that, you'd want to bake the object. This can be done easily with the Quick Bake add-on, which you can watch another tutorial for in the link below. Now, you might be wondering, what is this Megascans tab for? I haven't talked about it within the entire video. I will now go into further detail about it, but just so you know, you're ready to go. You don't need this, and this is only another library. Megascans is a branch of the company Quixel. Megascans is a library of tens of thousands of assets. Quixel was acquired by Epic Games a few years back to offer free assets to Unreal Engine creators. If you wanted to use these assets in other programs, you'd have to pay for them. Quixel provided an easy way to download and import these assets into other programs and into the Unreal Engine, and this was Quixel Bridge. Quixel Bridge currently is how you will use that Megascans tab, but Quixel Bridge is soon to be deprecated in the coming months, and there will be a new replacement. We do not know what that replacement is yet, but you can still currently use Quixel Bridge. The reason for this is because Epic, the creators of Unreal Engine, began a new marketplace called Fab, and Quixel is slowly but surely moving over to Fab. Currently in the year 2024, before the year's end, if you go to Fab, you can get all of Quixel's Megascans current assets for free. Yes, the tens of thousands of assets you can get for free now and import them into any engine, whether that be Unity, Blender, or Unreal. This is a two-step process because you can collect them all on Fab here, but on Quixel, you need to create an account and sign up for their indie plan. The indie plan right now, before the beginning of next year, is also free, and there will be, starting on the 28th of November, a quick and easy way to click and redeem all of the current Megascan assets. So this is thousands of easy-to-use decals, models, materials, etc. If you're interested in that, then make sure to claim those things. I will not be giving you a guide on how to do that. You can look that up elsewhere. It's pretty straightforward. And then proceed to download Quixel Bridge. Once you have Quixel Bridge downloaded, you can open the app, go to the top left, go down, and find decals. All these decals can easily be used within our add-on. I think I want to use this decal on our side. So come over to the bottom right side and click download. Once your download finished, you're ready to go. But you're going to have to assign the Megascans path to your add-on first. Go to the top, click the three dots, and click Go to Files. Your Windows Explorer will show up with your downloaded file. Go to the top where the path is and go back 2 folders and click on Downloaded. Now copy that path. Go back to Blender, go to Edit, Preferences, and go to your add-on. Make sure to drop it down. Once in the dropdown of your add-on, scroll down. In the libraries tab, there should be Megascans library where it says path. Paste that path and click enter. Now your Megascans button should be available. It should be organized into multiple different categories. Click on your desired category, and there's also sometimes subcategories. In graffiti, there isn't one. And now you're ready to add this decal just like your other custom decals. Just click on your model and click add decal. And there it is. Just like the other decals, we can adjust the layer. So let me put that behind the ivy. I'm gonna want a little opacity drop and a little bit of wear. And there it is, ready to go. Everything else is the same and applies the same just as the custom tab. Now you can use the Megascans Quixel Bridge library to download hundreds of thousands of decals to easily add to your projects and models. And that's it. That's the quick decal add-on for Blender. I do have to say, I received this product for free to do this tutorial, and I will be receiving a small commission for a limited time on your purchases. So I greatly appreciate it if you decide to purchase Quick Decal. If you want to see me review more add-ons, just let me know. All right, bye-bye. See you in the next one.